Meeting to order of the Park Ridge Municipal Officers Electoral Board. Good morning. This is the hearing for the City of Park Ridge Municipal Officers Electoral Board, which was set for Friday, December 30th, 2016 at 10 a.m. The time is now 10 a.m. and we are meeting at City Hall. I'm Acting Mayor Marty Maloney, the Chairman of the Electoral Board for case number 2017 MOEB01. This board has been called into session pursuant to my call after a set of objections were filed regarding the validity of petitions for candidate for the 6th Ward Alderman for the April 4th, 2017 election. By law, the board consists of the mayor, city clerk, and the longest-serving alderman. Because the longest-serving alderman had a conflict of interest, and there were two second longest-serving aldermen in the city with the same years of service, the city drew lots to determine which alderman would serve on this electoral board. Alderman Schubert was selected by lot. I will call the roll of the members so that the record will reflect their presence. Member Henneman?
Present. Member
Schubert?
Present.
Chairman Maloney is present. A majority of the electoral board is present. Let the record also reflect that we have with us today City Attorney Julie Tappendorf, who will be assisting us this morning. Let the record further reflect that notice of this meeting was posted on December 27, 2016, pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, and the notice contained an agenda. There is one case on today's docket. The case is Mazzuca versus DeStefano, case number 2017 MOEB01. Is there anyone present on behalf of the objectors?
Mark Mazzuca present, the objector and petitioner.
Is there anyone present on behalf of the candidate? I ask both of you to get an appearance form from the electoral board attorney and return them to the board at this time. Have we done that? Okay. The first order of business is the adoption of rules for the electoral board. These rules have been prepared by the attorneys, and we understand these are standard rules similar to those used by other electoral boards throughout the state, including the State Board of Elections and others. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or motions regarding the rules? Would this be anybody up here as well as the audience? Anyone here? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion made? Is there a motion to adopt the rules?
So moved.
I accept the rules as presented.
Can you second the motion?
I second the motion.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, then we just do a roll call on that?
Yep.
Okay, voice?
Yeah, voice vote.
Okay, we'll do a voice vote on the adoption of the rules. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, the rules are adopted. The city clerk will maintain the official record of the board proceedings, and any pleadings, motions, and similar documents may be served on the clerk's office during regular office hours or during the board hearing. Copies of any document should be emailed to the attorney as provided in the rules. Julie, please enter the rules into the record as board exhibit number 1.
So entered.
We ask that the parties note that the electoral board has arranged to have these proceedings recorded by a court reporter. The board will continue this practice during the board's hearing hours, but not during any record check that may be conducted. The board does not plan to have a transcript prepared unless the board needs a transcript for a particular purpose. Should a party be dissatisfied with the board's decision, a complete record will be furnished to the circuit court at the board's expense, but subject to such limitations as may be provided in the Administrative Review Act. The court reporter's transcript will be the minutes of the electoral board's meetings if they are needed. I will now enter into the record the following documents for case 2017 MOEB01. Call of meeting, return of the waiver of service of call on Chairman Maloney, return or waiver of service of call on Member Henneman, return or waiver of service of call on Member Schubert, return or waiver of service of call on Objector Mazzuca, return or waiver of service of call on Candidate Stefano, the Open Meetings Act notice. Are there any questions regarding these documents? If not, our attorneys will enter them into the record as board's exhibits 2 through 8. Any returns of service or waivers or receipts for certified mail that we receive later will be added into the record by our attorney. Without reading them in full, we will also enter into the record the original nomination papers in Case 01 as Board Exhibit 9 and the original objections in Case 01 as Exhibit 10. We will now call case 01, and I will turn this over to the attorney for handling.
Good morning, everybody. At this point, I would accept any preliminary motions that anyone has. If there are any motions, we didn't receive any. So do either side have any preliminary motions they would like to enter before we get to the hearing? Okay. Then I would take a motion to open up the formal hearing.
I move we open the formal hearing for this event.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the hearing is now open. Because this particular matter requires a records check at the Cook County Clerk's office, which is downtown, we will need to continue the hearing to have the records check. The records exam or records check is not part of the formal hearing. The members of the Electoral Board will not be present at the records check. We do encourage both the candidate and the objector to be there, however, because it will be conducted by a team of Cook County, usually it's attorneys or staff members, and basically what they do is they take the objection to the signatures, the particular signatures that were objected to, which I believe were 22 signatures. They will compare the objection to and the signatures on the nominating petitions to the Cook County official voter registration records. The reason it has to be done at the Cook County building is because they are the holder, the keeper of the original voter registration records. That team will perform the records exam. They will go through each signature that's objected to, and they will make a determination on whether the signature is valid, it matches, whether it's a registered voter. All of the objections will be ruled on at the records examination. Unfortunately, the Cook County clerk is still processing records examinations for February candidates for the primary, so they have not scheduled any records examinations for April candidates yet. In speaking with the state's attorney at Cook County that's in charge of scheduling this, she thought they might be opening up records checks later next week, but that she would be contacting me probably early next week to let me know when the dates would be available. So at that point, I would contact both of you and try to work together on a mutually acceptable date to go to Cook County with the team to go through the signatures. 22 signatures shouldn't take that long. You know, Cook County's used to working with aldermen candidates in the city of Chicago that can be hours and hours. I don't expect it to be that long. They'll probably provide us with 2 or 3 different dates and times, so I'll work with you to get that scheduled. Obviously, both of you understand that we have to move very quickly because the ballot has to be certified. And if there's a records examination, it has to come back to this electoral board after the records check is done for the final proceedings, and also to rule on the second objection, which is an objection to the notary stamp or the date on the statement of candidacy. That will be ruled at the same time as the signatures. So this board will have to meet again after the records check. We'll need to get the earliest possible date we can for the records check so we can meet, so that the clerk can meet the ballot certification requirements. So there's not a lot we need to do any further than this, unless either of you have any, again, preliminary motions or anything else. That what I would say at this time is the electoral board would order the records check and continue this proceeding to a date after that. Obviously, we're sort of guessing when that would be. I'm hopeful that we can get a date late next week. So if we could continue this hearing to early the following week, I think that would probably be best time-wise. So we should all, on the record, pick a date for the continuation of this hearing. If it ends up that we can't get the records check, we'll continue this hearing again. Obviously, we'll send out notices to everybody. It's an Open Meetings Act posting, so we'll have to post as well. But it's best if we can go ahead and continue it on the record so we have a date scheduled. So availability of everybody here for, let's see.
You're speaking of the week for the continuing this, the week of the 9th, is
Yes.
that right?
So we could do the 9th, if that works for everybody.
Mondays are typically good because I know we'll have a council meeting that night, but is that enough time to do the records check and get that back, or would you prefer later?
Yeah, I think that if Monday works for everybody, we could, you have a committee of the whole meeting that night?
Yeah.
We could schedule this, let's see, we could schedule it for 5 that night, maybe?
Proceeding.
Does that work with, not, okay.
No.
I'm out of town Wednesday through Friday.
Yeah, I don't think.
What about this? So I don't know if you heard Roger. He just said he's out of town Wednesday through Friday.
Okay.
So Monday's bad. Is Tuesday any better?
Tuesday's worse.
Tuesday's worse.
The first half of my week is always the worst half, scheduling-wise, with our business.
When,
Well, we don't have to do evenings, we can do mornings too, so,
Mornings is good.
we could do, I'm here Monday morning on office hours, but I don't know if that works for anyone else.
Early morning's perfect. You can do that.
And we need to make sure we have 2, from the electoral board, we need 2 of you
so
to have a quorum, so.
As far as I know.
okay.
Yeah, Monday morning's good.
Monday morning,
Yeah.
Mark? Like 8? I know everyone works,
No,
so.
I'd have to. I have a. Well,
I have to take vacation days every time we have one.
Right.
So I'd like to get this over with as quickly as possible. Monday's the only day that will work for the board.
I'd have to do it at like probably 10 or 10:30.
Oh, later in the morning?
Yeah, I've got a conference call at 9, so I guess we could maybe do if we did it. How long will it be?
I don't expect it to take very long. The signature issue we'll have the Cook County determination, and
That's
it is
not
what it
debatable.
is on
It
that.
is. That's
And
right.
then the other issue is the notarization. I don't expect this to be more than an hour.
Okay, then I guess 8.
Is 8 okay with everybody? And that we could finish by 9 and everybody can get to work and,
Eight's better for me.
yeah.
I'll do whatever is best for you all.
Okay. All right. So if that seems to be the best time, and again, if we can't get a records examination next week, we'll have to continue it and we'll notify everybody in advance. We'll post all of that. But for now, I would take a motion to continue this proceeding, the hearing, to Monday, January 9th, 2017 at 8 a.m.
So moved.
Do you have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the proceedings are continued to January 9th at 8 a.m. I will contact both of you as soon as I hear from Cook County on the records examination. Is there any date next week that would not work at all, or is there any preferred date? I don't know when they're going to be available until they call, but
I would prefer the end of next week as opposed to the beginning of the week.
okay. And I think that's probably what it'll be anyway.
And we have year-end close to deal with, so I prefer the
That would be maybe,
Thursday or Friday.
okay, the 5th or the 6th. Is there any bad time for you?
6 would be perfect. They can do
Friday the 6th? Okay, I think that might work best for everybody, and if the county has an availability, in fact, I'll contact them and see. Morning or afternoon better? Does it matter? Okay, then that will be helpful. I will contact the county, see what their availability is. Maybe we'll be able to shoehorn in quickly and get it on Friday the 6th, which then would finish that, would be able to come back on the 9th and have a decision. So I think that's it, unless anyone has any questions or other proceedings. We should open it up for public comment.
Did we? You said, I wrote down 2 things we have to do. We have to move the hearing. We have to order the records check. Do we have to take formal action to order the records check?
No, that's
Okay,
it's
all
a
right. So
requirement. Yeah.
It's just a given. Okay.
Yes.
As the
Do we want him at the
objection
podium?
related to the statement.
Do we want him at the podium?
Can you please address the podium, please, Mark?
Sorry. I'm not used to having to do this.
And what's your point?
As the objection related to the statement of candidacy's notarization does not require a records check,
Would the board be able to rule upon that today?
I have not provided them with the legal analysis yet, so we'll do that on the Monday, the 9th as well.
All right. Thank you.
So is there anything else that we have for the record here? Okay.
So,
And any public comment? I don't see anyone. Okay.
Okay, so
Motion
we-
to adjourn. And we've already continued the hearing formally, so.
All right.
so
No move.
I move we adjourn.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Thank
We are
you,
adjourned.
everybody.
Thank you for coming.